Hello friend, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole. Today I thought we'd do a little back to school get ready with me. Even though I'm not in school, I know many of you are back to school right now, and so I thought we'd do a little get ready with me video. And I'm gonna show you my 5-minute makeup routine. This is the type of routine and makeup video I had when I was your age, when I was in high school and college, because I was thinking about it the other day, and I used to spend a good bit of time every morning doing like a full face of makeup, and I would curl my hair all out. Like, we're talking pageant curls. I would wake up like almost an hour and a half early every morning before school so that I could like put on this whole face. And looking back, I don't know why I did that. And so if I'm honest, I think I did that because I felt like I had to. I was really insecure and had very low self-esteem. And so I literally thought that in order to be liked, I couldn't step foot outside the house without a full face of makeup on and my hair perfectly done. I think about how many hours I spent so stressed and worried about what other people were gonna think of me. And honestly, I was so afraid that boys were gonna think I was ugly if I didn't wear makeup. And so if that is you, if you resonate with any of these feelings at all, this video is for you. You don't even have to be going back to high school or college. This can literally relate to anybody out there. I just kind of want to be vulnerable today and share some thoughts and things I used to go through in high school and college in hopes that you don't make the same mistakes as me while I put on my makeup for the day. If that sounds good to you, give this video a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so that you can join the family. I'm so glad that you're here and I'm so happy we're friends. Okay, first thing I'm using is this Urban Decay All-Nighter Face Primer. I put this on before I do anything and it just helps my makeup really stick and set on my face so that it stays all day. I've been using this for years and it works so well. Also, I'm gonna link all these products in the description box below if you wanna get anything. Okay, next we are going to start with concealer. I struggle with these bags under my eyes. I inherited it from my mom who inherited it from her mom. So unfortunately it is a family gene and I have it. They're not as bad when I'm hydrated or in the summer when my skin is more tan, but I absolutely hate them in the wintertime when I'm more pale because I feel like they stick out so much. And honestly, it was a big source of insecurity for me as a kid because I didn't wear makeup until like end of middle school, early high school. And I didn't get made fun of for it, but I remember people asking me like, are you okay? Are you sick? Because my dark circles were so bad. And I vividly remember when I was in elementary school going into my mom's bathroom when she was getting ready for work in the morning and say, do me, fix me. And I would have her put concealer under my eyes so that nobody would mention it when I went to school. Like, it was a big deal. Honestly, it was probably up until college, the end of college, that I ever left the house naked face. Like, I would never leave my house without makeup on because I truly believed that I was ugly. And I just think that's so sad. I was so focused on my appearance and what I looked like that I didn't even remember all of the other things that made me beautiful aside from the way that I looked. We are not defined by our physical appearance. And the crazy thing is, this is so amazing, that God created us perfectly. And when he created us with no makeup on. That's not to say that makeup is bad or you can't wear makeup, but like, he thinks we are beautiful, stunning, and gorgeous without any of it on our face. Now I'm putting on foundation. I've always used a powder foundation. I don't know why. I've never been able to find a liquid foundation that works for me. My skin is super sensitive and every liquid foundation I've ever tried makes my skin break out. And so this is from kind of a smaller brand. It's J. Edward Beauty. I started using it at the end of high school and I really, really love it. So I'm just gonna brush this all over everything and it kind of sets in my concealer as well. Next, I'm gonna use this shaping stick by Mario. This is the light medium and it's just a really nice contour. I'm just gonna do a little bit here under my cheekbone, tiny bit under my jaw, a little bit on my hairline. And the cool thing about this is it's got the brush on the other end. I'm all about finding makeup products that don't take up a lot of space because I travel all the time. One of the lies I think I believed most in school is that my worth was somehow dependent on the way that I looked. I genuinely thought like if I didn't look right or if I wasn't pretty enough, then I wasn't gonna make friends. Like, there's a difference between wanting to put your best foot forward and look your best and feel your best and be your best. Like, there is nothing wrong with wanting to get dressed in a cute outfit for school and put a little bit of makeup on so that you feel presentable. Like, I think that's awesome. But when it starts to become a source of identity and you're using it as a means to feel worthy and valued, and like that is why you should be accepted into a friend group, I think that is where it becomes super dangerous, because at the end of the day, like, again, we're not defined by makeup or what we look like. Okay, now we're gonna go in with a little bit of blush. This Dibs stick is awesome. It's two-sided. So this side is a bronzer. I don't have any of this left, but I love the blush stick, which is the other side. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on my cheeks. Chandler calls this my war paint. I'm gonna go in with a little brush like this and just blend it in. I really struggled in high school and college to make friends, and I wish someone would have told me that it's not that serious. Like, it is truly not that big of a deal. Everybody at that age, for the most part, is dealing with some kind of insecurity. Gosh, people still in my adult life deal with insecurity. Not as many people as you think are thinking about you. Like, I used to think everything was the biggest deal until I realized that everybody else is also worried and insecure and thinking about themselves and what they look like and whether or not they fit in. And so what would it look like if you were the one to rise above that and to be the friend and to reach out or sit next to somebody at lunch and stop playing the victim in a sense and looking inward and look outward at the people that need help, that need encouragement, that need hope. I remember in high school, the group of friends that I used to sit with at lunch, all of a sudden just like, were not welcoming. We had this certain spot that we always met at for lunch, and I went there one day and nobody was there. And so I thought, gosh, well, I guess I don't know where everybody is. And so I went into the cafeteria and I decided to sit somebody that was sitting alone, and I ended up making a really good friend. And then at the very end of the lunch period, I went into our leadership room and my whole group of friends were having lunch together. And I remember asking like, hey, like, when did everybody come in here? And they all said, we decided to have lunch in here today. And I just remember thinking like, gosh, why didn't anybody tell me? Like, why was I the one that was left out? Did anyone not think to let me know that they had decided to move the lunch spot? And I was so hurt by that. And there are countless other stories I could tell of feeling excluded or left out or not being invited to the birthday party, and it stinks. I am not here to dismiss how awful it feels because I can relate to all of those feelings. I've been left out, called names, bullied, verbally abused, all of the things. And I think now looking back, had I had even just a little bit more confidence or been a little bit stronger in my identity and who I was, and more importantly, whose I was, that wouldn't have affected me as much. I would have been able to let that roll off my back and still love them well, because the truth is they're hurting. Everybody is hurting because people have been hurt. And so I wish I would have been able to zoom out in those situations to rise above my hurt and rise above my pain and still love them anyway. But it was so hard. Like, being left out is not fun at all. And I don't know why people do it. And so if you're watching this and you feel like that at all, I just want to challenge you this week to go sit next to somebody new, or go start up a conversation with a coworker that you maybe don't talk to as much in the office, or maybe is like a little strange and people don't really include them. Like, I bet you would make their whole day, if not their week, by being that person that makes them feel included. Everybody wants a place to belong. Everybody wants a place where they feel like they're wanted, and we all have the power to be that friend to that person. Okay, now I am using the Dibs highlight stick. This is like a really pretty gold shimmery situation, and I just kind of like lightly blend it in on top of my blush here to give my cheeks a little shimmer, and then sometimes I put just like a little bit on the end of my nose. See, this makeup routine is so easy. We're literally almost done, and I have so much more to say about my high school and college experience. But next I'm doing my eyebrows. I'm just coming through here with the Refi eyebrow pen. It has a little brush here on this end, and this side is a little pencil that you can twist up, and I'm just gonna kind of fill in my eyebrows. I'm one of those people that have like non-existent eyebrows until you fill them in. It's like, as soon as I fill them in, it's like, whoa, she has eyebrows. Another thing I wish I would have understood more in high school and college is that you don't have to have your whole life figured out. I remember being so stressed at the age of 17 when I graduated from high school that I needed to know exactly what I wanted to do with my life, and if I didn't have like my perfect 5-year plan and was set on the right trajectory for my life, that like I was somehow gonna miss out on what God had for me. Can I just speak to anybody right now that is feeling that way? Maybe you've just graduated high school or college, or you're about to start a new adventure. It is okay to not have it all figured out. We are not meant to know all the answers or know the plan. Sometimes God just gives us the next step. I love the analogy of fog on a road, and sometimes it can feel very foggy. I don't know if you've ever driven in fog, but it can be kind of scary because you can literally only see directly what's in front of you. And sometimes I feel like God works that way. He keeps things hidden, and he only lets us see what's directly in front of us, and that's actually for our good. It's for our protection, because if we were to see the whole road, if we were to see the full picture, honestly, our brains might explode. It would be too much for us to comprehend. And honestly, I think we would be more overwhelmed because we would think that in that moment, we are responsible for making it all happen. And here's the deal. God is holding you in the palm of his hands, and he has the plan figured out. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. He is standing at the beginning of your story, and he is also standing at the end, which means he is with you right now in your middle. He knows the next step, and he knows the step after that. So even if all you can see is what is directly in front of you, that's okay, because he's got you and he knows exactly what that next step is. And so instead of trying to figure it all out, instead of trying to have all the right things to say or have all the right things to do or network in every room that you go into and try to make connections and try to make it work and just strive, you can rest. You can breathe, you can hand it to God, you can lay it at his feet, and in surrender say, God, I trust you. God, I know you have me and your plans for me are good. Jeremiah 29:11 says that I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans not to harm you, but to give you a hope and a future. That is a promise for you, my friend, and I just want to encourage you, if you feel like you have to figure it all out, or if you feel like you've been striving and working so hard and things just aren't working and you still don't know what to do, you can lay it down. It is okay. Woo! Didn't expect to preach at you. Okay, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Now we are going to spray with this Urban Decay All-Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. This stuff is amazing. It just kind of sets everything in and makes your makeup stay all day so it doesn't go anywhere. I like to do this before I do my mascara because I have this weird reflex where if like I'm spraying something on my face, my eyes go like this, and then if I have my mascara on and it's not dry, I get mascara everywhere. So I do that before my mascara, and then literally, y'all, the last thing we have to do is mascara. I've been using this Bare Minerals, so easy. I think had I not been talking, this whole thing would have taken me 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more. I've been using the Bare Minerals Strength and Length Mascara for like ever. I've literally used this since high school and it's amazing. Again, all these products are linked down in the description box below, but let's see if I can do this. Also, I'm gonna link my eyelash serum for you guys. You guys ask me this question a lot. I found this lash serum on Amazon and it literally makes your eyelashes look like spider legs. Mine are kind of falling out right now, so you might not be able to see like the full effect, but I've been using it also for years and it's just amazing. Wow, night and day. Literally look at this eye compared to this eye. I am one of those people who looks so different with mascara on than not. Comment down below if you're the same way, but I just think it's so funny. Like if you just look at one side versus the other, this makes such a difference. Oh, praise God for mascara. We love it. To piggyback off of what I just said, I think I also wish I would have realized that it's okay to not be perfect. There was a moment in high school, and I talked about this in my Monday devotional that I send out every week on my email list. So if you're not already signed up for that, go to my website, NicoleTheNomad.com, and sign up for my email list because I send out Monday devotionals every morning. And the other week I was telling you guys about how I reached a point in my life where I had stopped having big dreams and setting big goals for myself because I was so afraid of failure that I would rather just do the things I was good at than risk falling on my face. I was scared of being embarrassed. I was afraid of looking dumb. I was scared of failing because I had been successful in certain things at a pretty young age, and I was so afraid if I tried something else bigger and harder and I wasn't successful at it, then somehow that would mean that I wasn't like good enough, if that makes sense. I couldn't stand to think about what that would feel like, that I just stopped altogether. And so I was lowering my standards. And so I want to encourage any of you who might be feeling that way too, that like, first of all, we'll never be perfect. We are all human living in a broken world. And so by nature, we will mess up. Like it's gonna happen. And so why not just go for it? Like truly, there is no reason why you should not get your hopes up and have big dreams and set big goals for yourself, because you only get to live once. Truly, YOLO. And wouldn't you rather get to the end of your life knowing that maybe you failed a couple times, but you actually tried versus not trying at all? I think one of the enemy's greatest tools is keeping us stuck and making us feel like we don't have what it takes to accomplish these big God-sized dreams in our hearts. And so it is so difficult to take the first step. Like how many of you know if you've ever done something hard that you didn't think you could do, once you start doing it, it's never as hard as what you thought it was. Like we make it up to be this big deal in our heads and we psych ourselves out from even starting, but then the second we just take one step, we're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. Like that was actually a lot easier than what I thought. And then it empowers you and it gives you the courage and the boldness to take the next step. And then like I said, with the whole thing about having it all figured out, as soon as you take that next step, the next step is revealed, and then the next step is revealed. And here's the thing, when you have God-sized dreams in your heart, you shouldn't be able to accomplish them on your own. You need God for those. And that's an incredible place to be because we are meant to be dependent on the Lord. And so I'm just so passionate about this topic because like I just want you to set big dreams for yourself and I want you to have big goals, and you can't do them on your own. That's okay. Like you need God for them, and so lean on his strength, lean on him and trust in him to give you the next step, because he absolutely will give you the power and all the tools that you need to accomplish them. And the enemy would love nothing more than just to keep you stuck from taking that first step. Listen, I'm preaching to myself right now because I am stepping into a bunch of things that I don't really feel qualified for for, but I have to keep remembering that I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to have it all figured out. If I take that first step and fall completely on my face, that's okay. I can get back up and try again. And hey, if I fall on my face again, that's okay. I'm gonna get back up, readjust, and try again, but I'm not going to give up because I don't want to get to the end of my life and know that I didn't try. So anyhow, don't be like me and think that you have to be perfect, because that is unattainable and you don't have to be perfect. You are beautiful and loved and valuable and worthy just as you are. You are made to do big things. All of those little dreams in your heart, these little things that have been popping up as I've been speaking that are just burning within your heart, those are the things you need to pay attention to. Do them, write them down, make them goals, find actionable steps that you can take today toward those goals. There are things, this is so crazy, there are dreams that I had as a 17-year-old senior in high school, like little seeds that God planted in my heart. And I remember thinking, holy moly, like that is a big, crazy dream, God, like what the heck am I supposed to do with that? And I am just now, I'm 28 years old, I am just now seeing some of those things come to fruition. That's a whole nother message in itself. But if there are things that, again, that are burning in your heart that you're excited about, write them down, because you might not accomplish them this year. But if you keep praying about them, if you keep working towards them, if you're taking these actionable steps along the way, there might be little tiny small steps, but like one step is a step. If you keep moving in that direction, you're gonna end up like me, 28 years later, what is that, 10 years later, and you're gonna look back and see, holy smokes, look at all that God has done in the last 10 years. And it all started from that seed that was planted when you are whatever age that you are. And so maybe I'll do another video sometime about that story specifically, and about consistency and the importance of just showing up every single day and not giving up. Shoot, now I feel like I've been talking for a long time. My makeup is done. As you can see, it didn't take me very long, but here's our final look. Super simple, super natural. It's just a nice little glow. We got the hair pulled back, ready for the day. Yeah, I just wanted to make this video to encourage you and remind you that you are beautiful with or without makeup. You don't need a big, heavy, glam, full set of makeup for your day at school. If you want to do that, that's awesome, but I just don't want you to feel like you have to do that. Be included or worthy or enough, because you are beautiful and enough as you are. And so take it for what it's worth. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this, or if you want me to tell more stories about some of the things that I learned growing up as I was first starting out and growing in my faith. But yeah, you're awesome, and I just wanted you to know it. So thank you so much for tuning in. Give this video a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and we'll see you next week. Bye.